Alright, welcome back to episode 27 of the Hops and Bops podcast. I am Bruce Tom.
I'm Joe.
Mike.
And it's the long-awaited Taylor Swift episode. The fans voted. The fans are going to get what they want. First, we have some very important guests. We have Heather. Hello.
Hello.
And we have Jen.
Hi.
Yes, they are two of, Heather's our very, our first, big fan, I
would say, yeah.
Yes.
Heather and I go way back.
Yes.
We worked together. We did summer camp counseling together.
Oh,
grad
really?
school
Grad
together.
school, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of things.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And Jen is our resident Taylor Swift expert because Lord knows we are not as big of Taylor Swift fans.
We need all the help
I'll
we can
help
get.
you out.
Yes.
Perfect. You two are friends.
We are.
How long have you been friends for?
Probably 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Joe thought of asking me for the Taylor Swift podcast episode, which I was very honored about. And then I said, we need Jen because she knows more than I do. So
Heather specifically said,
I can drink beer.
Yeah, right. I'll just be there and drink, but Jen can talk about Taylor. I was like, perfect.
Yeah, and so they brought along the Naughty Nurse Amber Ale, which is like a nod to the album we're doing, Red.
Oh, Red Ale.
Yes,
yeah.
it's a Red Ale. Makes sense.
Uh-huh.
So
And we're doing, the Red album.
yes.
Red
So-
all day.
Yes, exactly. So
Cool.
without further ado, let's pass them around.
Let's do it.
We've got the 6-pack out.
Yeah, bottles today. Naughty Nurse
There you
Amber
go.
Ale. Hello, Mike. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, what's going on?
He's prepping all his notes.
I'm doing some research.
Yep. Last
Oh.
Are
minute.
you ready? Can I
Last minute
loosen
Let's
research.
do
this
it.
up?
Go for
Might as
it.
well.
Yeah, crack it open. I remember when we did the Two Roads episode, I remember saying that,
Thanks.
in my opinion, Two Roads was the first,
Same one.
big brewery. I take that way back because I think these guys have been straight out split. We need to split
Need a
after
buffer.
last night.
Need a buffer.
You're not ready to take on the one naughty nurse right
We
now?
have a long day of recording.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. But Naughty Nurse, Citysteam Brewery out of Hartford, I think they've been around since the late 90s. So they are the starters in
The OG?
Connecticut, I would
Yeah.
say. They're the OG. So my bad. But I'm glad that we're doing this. Nice dark color. Beautiful, beautiful.
Almost like a red.
Nice and
color.
red.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost.
It is.
Looks amber.
All right.
That's a
Pretty
terrible
mercy.
pour, Joe.
Let's see. We
Yeah.
got...
I didn't pour it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was on me. That was 100% on me.
Mike, you gotta get on your game today.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Let's cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Oh, that'll be good on
There
the,
we go.
the recording.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Always a good one.
I haven't had
Oh,
this
wow.
one.
I
Five
didn't-
percent.
Actually,
I
I
haven't had
like
this in a
it.
long time.
Yeah. 5%. you
Yeah,
said.
not on the bottle though. Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a rule.
Beer Advocate has it listed as 5%. It's a red/amber ale. Let's see.
Also, don't just look up Naughty Nurse. into
Yeah.
Google. I just did that, and that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Good thing your AirPods.
Or a
are
good
in.
idea.
Yeah, I mean,
So Tom, which Naughty Nurse did you just watch?
You don't want to know.
it was on Daily Motion. That's what it was.
So they have a bunch of Naughty Nurse beers, right? This
Yes.
isn't the only one. They have. I'm drinking out of a City Steam Naughty Nurse IPA glass. They also have a blonde, I think, right? So it's like a whole line.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was just.
I
I,
thought it
think
was
this
just
is the iconic original one, right?
Yeah.
The-
Yes.
The Naughty Nurse.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Naughty Nurse Amber Ale.
Good thing I brought the right one.
Yeah. Well, you guys were
we were
working
really-
hard to find a good match with the album.
Yes.
So
Good work.
glad we landed on this one.
Better than us. Sometimes I'm just like, I like this beer.
Yeah.
It's gonna go with this album.
Tom does the most work out of
Tom does.
trying to come up with the pairing.
It's the
Well,
turtle.
he
Yes.
gets
It's
to have the
turtleneck.
pairing.
He does get
It's
to have
true.
the
And
pairing.
you guys, yeah. That's-
It's the turtleneck.
It's the I'm wearing a turtleneck today.
Do you have a chain under that too?
I don't. There's no chain,
Oh,
unfortunately.
Turtleneck and
Yeah,
chain.
yeah.
Sipping on a light beer.
I'm just pulling up their website right now,
Okay.
so you can get a good description
Clearly, we
of
were
this one.
prepared for
It's
this recording.
it's steam powered brewery. Is what it says on the bottle
What does
here.
that mean?
Okay.
Steam
Oh,
power.
that's cool. That
Like
makes
how they
sense.
get
City
the power,
Steam.
like-
Oh.
Yeah. So they've got the Naughty Nurse, the Imperial Naughty Nurse, Naughty Nurse IPA, Naughty Little Pills, and
Also, don't look that up.
well, it's like Pilsner. That's the whole
That would
thing.
be a
Yeah.
good Alanis Morissette beer to have.
Wow.
Oh.
Ooh, jagged
Jagged
little
Little
We
pill.
just found our marketing team.
I know.
We're here to help.
Yeah, so it says on their website, it says double dry hop with 5 different varieties of American hops, golden in color with light malt character and a slight haze, a clean American IPA that makes an easy food pairing with most of our menu.
Nice. Yeah,
And conveniently, it says there's a menu right next to it.
Oh, would you look at that?
So we're going to get some shipped out.
Nice.
And we're
Yep.
going to eat real quick. Yeah, but first, before we do that, we actually have a sound clip from Tyler Ronald, a rep from Citysteam, to tell us a little bit more about Naughty Nurse and give us a little bit of a backstory behind the name and why it's called that. So take it away.
Hello, Hops and Bops. Citysteam Brewery here from Hartford, Connecticut. Longtime listener and first-time caller. And on a day when you're featuring our iconic flagship, the Naughty Nurse Amber Ale. Little trivia for you and your listeners, but the Naughty Nurse was created in honor of a nurse from Norwalk, Connecticut named Jerry Nichols. Now, Jerry was an ultra runner of international repute who picked up the nickname the Naughty Nurse while running in a race in South Africa, and he carried that moniker into personal and professional endeavors. Our original brewmaster, Ron Page, fulfilled a promise to his good buddy Jerry by brewing a beer in his name and honor, thus the Naughty Nurse Amber Ale, born in 1997, although we did eventually, shortly thereafter, pivot away from Jerry being the hairy-chested face of the Naughty Nurse Amber Ale and transitioned into the beautiful image you have before you. The Naughty Nurse Amber Ale is one of Connecticut's most enduring and celebrated craft offerings. It's thirst-quenching, it's easy on the palate, and it's meant to go the distance. Our sincere appreciation and thanks to you and all your listeners.
But yeah, big thanks to Citysteam for sending that out. I actually didn't know a lot about that. But yeah, appreciate that, guys.
It says should be around 45 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit in a tulip glass, which none of us are drinking.
The wrong one.
And
good.
food pairings well with barbecue, medium cheddar, and banana pound cake.
Wait, what?
Banana
That
pound.
is random.
That is so specific. There's no way that's like...
This is what craftbeer.com is telling me.
All right. Fair enough.
So, yep.
Did you bring
Should've
some
brought the
banana?
I know.
I
Friends?
forgot that.
Nope.
Left
That's
in the
it.
car. We'll
Yeah.
get it later.
Start over. Cool. I mean,
This is good.
Yeah, I like this a lot. This is a good sip here. Is there any other reason why you guys chose this other than the fact that it was a red ale?
It started with red, and then we just kind of thought, what red ales do we know of around here?
Okay.
And
cool.
Jen thought of it too. She's really just holding me down over here.
As we
I
stated.
did pick up the beer though.
Oh, okay.
Again, I am good
She
at
did
that.
do
Someone's got to
the
do the dirty
the
work.
man.
Good effort. Well, it's
Good choice, yeah.
it is a great choice. Citysteam in Hartford, they're like a full-blown restaurant too. They do
Yeah.
food there.
Event.
I think they have comedy
It's-
there too. Like,
yeah, they have
think so.
comedy
It's right off the
nights.
highway too, as you can
Yeah.
see it. It's a cool spot.
A couple of years ago, there was like a big push. I think it was like a nurses group was fighting the label. And
Oh.
wanted to get rid of the naughty nurse because it was like derogatory towards nursing and women and like a whole big.
Yeah.
I don't really know how far it went, but I do remember it was on the radio and like they were having all sorts of talks about it. It was pretty interesting.
I imagine that probably came up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tap is just like her in that tiny little white dress, boobs out, butt out.
Stereotypical.
Yeah, exactly. It's a cool tap. I mean, it makes you want the beer.
Yeah, and here we are drinking it. Well, cool, very cool. So the red ale. Shall we talk about the Red album, Red by Taylor?
We shall.
We shall.
So this was a fan vote.
Yes.
We all decided we wanted to do a Taylor Swift album, and we decided to let everyone vote on it.
Did we all decide?
It was people were telling us,
No, I know.
and I was like, guys, I think we need to do a Taylor Swift
Yeah,
album.
give it a shot.
Yeah, so we put it out there, left it to a fan vote, and this one won.
Yeah, by a wide margin. Well,
Yes.
not super wide, but it was a
It got 2 votes instead of 1.
no. Actually, it got like 7 or 8. Honestly, right?
Yeah.
Neither Jen nor I voted for this particular album. Actually, that's
I am-
sort
I
of a
am-
fun fact.
Yep.
I'm a little upset. I kind of wanted to do Evermore, but this
That was
one
the one I
is
voted for originally.
Well, I mean, we're not getting canceled anytime soon.
exactly. So
We
yeah.
can always
Back
do
again.
another.
Yeah,
part,
yeah,
part
absolutely.
2, part 3. Yeah, because like Lover got a lot of steam.
I also love that
people
Lover
want-
got my vote.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of people wanted that, but Red won. So, cool. So Red is Taylor Swift's 4th album. Came out in 2012. 16 tracks.
Yeah, a long. And
Yeah.
that's not
It's
even
an hour
a
and
lot.
4 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
It was.
Without
Yep.
the bonus.
That's without the bonus.
Yeah, thank God we didn't do the
It's
bonus.
another 4 or 5.
We've had bad,
Yeah,
we've had
bad.
bad luck with bonus.
I heard.
Deluxe
It
versions,
hasn't
yeah.
been really well.
We went with the standard version.
Although Daylight Dies wasn't bad.
Oh no,
Coming
that
out.
one you had to
Yeah.
do because Holy Diver was on it.
Yes.
But she's re-recording her first 6, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So now she'll actually own her own work.
Yeah.
So these will be Taylor's versions.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And-
Yeah, I mean, we can't go an episode without talking about this. So, like, take it away. This is a big issue right now.
Yes, her all of her masters were sold to somebody she didn't like,
Mm-hmm.
who she had a lot of controversy with, and she tried to get them back, fought to get them back, and they would not sell them to her. They basically wanted her to sign another contract that for every album she recorded, she would get an original back. So, say the next album, she would get the Taylor Swift.
Like
Debut
debut.
Yep, so she had
album.
to do 6 more to
But
get
then
the
they
original
would-
6.
But then they would own those ones that she's putting out. So basically, it was a hamster wheel. She would never actually own her own work.
Wait, so they would own the new
The
album?
new ones.
But
So
give
she
her
would
the
give-
old one.
So
back.
it's like they'll like
It's
never
like
catch
same-
up.
Yeah.
No, so she would never actually own them all. And so she, in the contract, after I think it was 5 years, or it was after a certain date, she is now able to re-record them and release them herself. She wrote all the songs, she's producing all of it, everything's under her name. And so as she now has control over that, it almost makes those masters useless.
Right.
They can't, if they want to put
pretty
him in a
badass.
movie or a commercial, why not do Taylor Swift's version?
Right.
So now all of these albums will be re-released as the first one's Fearless.
Yeah.
Fearless, Taylor Swift's version.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
So at the time of recording, they already put out what
Love Story.
Love Story, the song.
Yep.
And it sounds like almost identical.
Yeah, she's doing basically the exact same thing.
Okay.
She's not changing them, but they will have bonus tracks
Yeah.
that were either unreleased or versions that are rumored to exist, such as some songs on this album.
Yeah.
So there's supposedly a 10-minute version of All Too Well out there
Oh,
that
we are going to
hopefully-
get to that song.
okay.
Oh, we will talk about that song.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
It's-
eventually she'll release her version of Red.
Yep.
So that'd be interesting.
It's
to-
her
Yeah.
first. So
Hear that.
it's her self-titled all the way up to
To
Reputation. Did I read right?
yes.
Okay.
Or 1989.
1989.
Yeah, she's allowed to do those ones.
Okay. God, it just sucks that I wonder if she's gonna do like these plus like new material too. Like she's doing double work.
Well, just in the past year, if you think about it, there's 2 albums.
Yep.
She's already done the re-record.
Mm-hmm.
She's done 2 documentaries.
Yeah.
There's another one supposedly coming out,
Wow.
and that's all during 2020.
Damn. We're just
I
sitting
feel like I
here.
didn't do
And-
shit.
I know.
Gotta catch up.
Wow. So
There
I
was
want.
like, sorry. I think there was like a meme around somewhere that said like Taylor Swift is given more like relief during COVID than the government has. Like there's been more just like
She knew what we needed
Yeah,
in 2020.
basically.
Yeah, seriously. Now I wonder, like, for diehard Taylor Swift fans, like, is there going to be this kind of boycott of the original album so that they don't get any streams, no more royalties, and move it all
I mean, I
towards?
think it'll be, if you go on like Spotify or anything to listen, I think you'll pick the new versions
Yeah.
just so that she gets it.
Right.
But I don't think people will necessarily, like, they're not going to be burning albums or anything like that.
Yeah. Interesting. This is very
Yeah.
cool.
She is listed on all of her songs,
Which I love.
She's the writer for everything.
All of them.
Good for her.
I mean, you
Yeah,
rarely
people.
see that, especially in country and pop. Like,
Yeah.
just all a
And
bunch of songwriters.
she's actually listed as the producer for a lot of them.
Cool.
Not all of them, but quite a few.
Mhm.
So I mean, she definitely puts her work in.
yeah.
Yeah, and I know, like, whatever she does, like, she makes people stop in their tracks. Like, she'll drop an album.
She's so
Yeah.
smart. Like,
Yeah,
the things that must go on in her head.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think of all of these?
yeah,
Yeah.
And now she knows, though, that people are looking for clues everywhere. So now she just kind of plays along with it.
yeah. In preparation for this, I saw her little message about, like, why she's re-recording, and I picked up that, like, certain letters were capitalized,
Yeah.
and I think it's spelled out April 9th. Is that when?
That's rumored to be the day.
Of when Fearless comes
Yeah.
out, the new version.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Love that stuff. I love
Yeah,
it. All about it.
Back when you would actually buy like a CD and you would have the liner notes, she would do it for all of them. Actually, all of the songs on this album have clues, and it's kind of who the songs are about without having to say who they're about. So it's her way of kind of throwing that out there without having to be like, this song is about this person,
Okay.
this song's about this.
This is why I brought her.
Yeah.
I don't know, this stuff.
How's the beer, Heather?
It's great, guys. Out of my Spider-Man glass. It's beautiful. It's red. That makes sense.
There you go. That's perfect. It's just fascinating. Like, I'm not a huge Taylor guy, but it's just I like what she does. You know, all the little hints and everything.
Yeah, so I never listened to Speak Now, but I would from what I listened from Red, I would assume this is her starting to transition more into pop music because she was primarily a country artist. If people listening didn't know that, so I especially on some of the more popular tracks, being very pop driven, you can tell like this is that big transitional moment, and so I thought that was a very interesting point in this album.
And then the next one, 1989, is like almost
It's all pop.
It's like all pop.
Exactly, yeah. 'Cause she saw the success of the big tracks like
Yeah.
I Knew You Were Trouble, 22, and We're Never Ever Getting Back Together.
Yeah.
And saw how well they did, and I feel like she wanted to lean a bit more into that.
Well, with this one, she went to her label and said, I want to do pop. And that's why she worked with some of those bigger producers on this one to make it more of a pop sound. They still marketed it country, but this isn't a country album.
Yeah. Right.
There's a couple songs that kind of touch on it, but
Yeah.
this is a pop album. So this was kind of that transition that let her do 1989. This is kind of that last album before she became like the big superstar Taylor Swift that we have
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Now, we're not doing it for this episode, but the Folklore Evermore, is that more into country again, like storytelling kind of?
Yeah.
It's
I think
folk.
so.
It's folksy.
It's
more like
literally,
folksy.
it's
Okay.
got, yeah.
Even her pop music though relies heavily on lyrics, which
Yeah.
is kind of the basis of country music.
Yeah,
You're
storytelling.
gonna have a hard time,
So
Joe.
What's that?
You're gonna have a hard time with the lyrics.
Oh yeah, no, I think I said that in my write up here somewhere.
You gotta listen to them, otherwise it's kind of worthless.
All too well when I had to listen hard to that one. But, yeah. Cool. All right. So why don't we get into some tracks here?
Yeah.
How we doing, Mike?
I'm good. I'm enjoying the conversation.
I know it's great. It's
I
fascinating.
don't got much going on here when it comes to Taylor Swift.
So what's a kickoff with? State of Grace.
It did open up with the drums, like that
Yeah.
little drum fill
Yeah.
kind of tom thing going on.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
It was a good start.
Yeah. I thought as a whole it was kind of okay. That I kind of wished it progressed from there.
Yeah.
It kind of stayed monotone for me.
Yeah.
But
I wrote that too. It was just
Yeah.
that there wasn't like some like build up or anything.
Yeah.
Like some of our others have like All Too Well, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
But like it was sort of like, it's fine.
yeah.
It was
That's
a
okay with
good
that.
way to start the album in terms of setting it apart from her previous albums. It has that rock sound. It has like almost like a U2 type of
Oh,
sound.
I can
I
see
like
that.
actually.
Good
Yeah.
call. Yeah.
But I actually hate the music part of this. If you listen to the acoustic version, the lyrics are amazing.
Uh-huh.
And I think the music on this song kind of overpowers that.
Didn't do it justice.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know there was an acoustic version. Oh
It's
man.
on the deluxe
On
version.
see, we didn't do the deluxe.
If only, if only we did the deluxe.
It's
We've learned
track
our
number
lesson.
22.
Yeah, right.
Some of it's just a little cheesy, some of the lines though. Like I don't know, for me, I listen to the lyrics a lot. I teach English, so like words are my thing. But like, you're my Achilles heel, like love's a game. I'm like, hey, I've heard that before. You know, like this isn't really new.
Yeah, right. And then it goes into Red, the title track. I thought it was a good example of mixing country and pop elements.
Yeah, this was the most country for me.
It's got like a, is it a banjo?
Yeah, it's a banjo or some kind
Banjo,
of string twang instrument
Yep.
right at the beginning.
Yeah. I
And
thought.
it's it's a good title track, I think. If you look at her last albums, like Speak Now, Fearless, the name of it sounds really cool on an album, but those aren't really the strongest songs on the album. Whereas this, I feel, kind of covers the whole album. It's a cool name, and it's about all the different emotions that you feel in a relationship, and that's really what this album is. This album's all over the place.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was like, it's very
And
emotional.
this is her breakup album. This is her, hot and cold relationship, and Red kind of covers that, so it was cool to name the album that too.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah, we talk about title tracks on here a lot, and we haven't had good luck with title tracks.
This one's not bad though.
Yeah.
Not so sure about that like stutter.
I mean, that's pop right there. That's
where it brings it in.
Yeah. That's not really a country
It's a little
thing.
corny, right?
I did think that the there's a part like her pre-choruses vocally she sounded like I forget her name. Oh, Nettles, Jessica Nettles from Jennifer Nettles from
Sugarland.
Sugarland. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My fiance likes Sugarland a lot. She loves Jennifer Nettles, so I hear her a lot, and I kind of heard her tone in that.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
Nice.
Cool. Treacherous next. I kind of like the climb in this song. It kind of built up as it went along. I like that. This was like the first one that I drew to when I listened to it in order. I was like, oh, this one's a good song.
I did the same thing. I liked it, but I've listened to it a few times, and it got a little repetitive at the end.
Yeah.
And it sort of sounded like her voice was like a little wispy.
Yeah.
But I did like I was drawn to it too.
Yeah.
First hearing it.
It was kind of a big jump going from State of Grace and Red to Treacherous, just because it's such a different sound to it. But I think it's a really good song. It is, if you think of her past albums and then this, listening in order, it's the first song that actually talks about sex. All of her other
I didn't
albums.
know that.
What? Tell me more.
There's a line, like in the beginning, she says, "I'll do anything you say as long as you say it with your hands." And it kind of goes in,
okay.
I thought she was just like an Italian guy.
I mean, maybe he's Italian. But all the other songs albums kind of dance around that, where in this album, it's the first time when she's in her 20s, so now it's a little more acceptable.
Huh. Didn't catch up on
I
that.
didn't either.
Have a conversation with Ariana Grande.
Yeah, right. That.
It's a little bit more explicit.
Doesn't have to be so,
So forward.
yes.
Yep. Cool. But in the choruses in that song, I liked how you can kind of hear the guitar and bass like match Taylor's rhythm of singing. Like it had a cool like sound to it. I can hear it in an arena. I don't know. It was a good like sing along song.
Yeah, I did like the slow climb toward it. Everything kind of comes together closer to the end of the track.
Which is appropriate because the slope is treacherous, and so you're
Yeah.
about, you know what I mean? Like the uphill,
literary
downhill.
devices.
Yep.
English teacher
I
over
got you.
here.
That's all.
This is why we have guests on episodes like this.
Yeah, we're a bit out of our comfort zone. with
Yeah,
this one.
but that's what it's all about.
Exactly.
It's a relatable song, though.
Yeah.
It's about, like, the bad boy that you shouldn't be with, but
There's a
you're
lot of
going
those on
to.
here.
Yep.
There's a lot in this album.
Speaking of,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next track.
I knew you were trouble. I like how she put the period in the song title too.
I knew.
Yeah, I knew you were in trouble.
Driving it home.
Yeah. I mean, this is all pop. It's
This song's so chaotic.
Yeah.
I like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's chaotic in the best way. It's so all over the place. Like, you're like, well, what kind of song is this?
It's just like so relatable. Like I'm not 22, but you're thinking about it like I knew this was gonna happen. Like I did it anyway. I blame myself, and you're like, oh, I've definitely been there. I don't know you guys, but I've definitely done that before.
Yep.
It's fun to sing.
Yeah.
It is. Yes.
Now, at this point in her discography, is this the first album with songs like this, like straight pop?
Yeah.
So
With
previously,
this aggressively pop.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Right.
There's no country elements in the
No,
song.
not at all. No.
But with the success that comes with that track, then she can kind of build a much more mainstream audience on it, and then
Right.
become the gigantic artist that she is today with tracks like this.
Right. And then do kind of what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
She could release
folklore.
anything
Yeah, she really
at this
could.
point.
Yeah.
This song's about Harry Styles, right? Supposedly.
Supposedly.
Is that what the clues say?
Ooh.
I don't remember what this one. I think this one was something about like when you.
Pulling up the Genius tab.
I think it's something like saw me dancing in the crowd or something like that. And there was like that famous video of her and Selena Gomez dancing, and he was performing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, was it Grammys or something like that?
Yeah, some award show.
I know what you're talking about.
This was her third single off the album.
Okay.
Yep. So released in December.
What was the first one? We are never ever getting
Yeah.
back together. Okay, we'll get to that.
How many
feel like
singles
we-
are on this one? I should know it.
Seven.
Really?
And
Oh
Yeah.
wait, I think I
Jeez.
looked this up yesterday actually.
might I say, All Too Well is not one of them.
It is not.
That's one of my gripes about. I'll get to that, but I don't know.
Well,
I
there's a
won't.
reason.
Well,
Oh, Jen! Oh my gosh, that's all the knowledge.
love it. Oh, that song's next anyway.
It's
So,
next.
Oh, here you
all
go.
right. All Too Well. I just
What
go.
can we say about? I could do a whole episode on this song.
Yeah. So after the first listen, I was like, "There's something about this song." Like, I didn't realize how big it was. Like,
It's like a cult following with
yeah,
this song.
yeah,
This song is just, it'll be the song that when people talk about her career years from now, this song will still come up, and this was never even a single.
right. Why?
It is.
Yeah,
just,
why not?
Yeah,
Anyone
It's
know?
such a it's perfectly written, it's perfectly produced,
really is.
and it's such a simple song if you think about it. It's just touching on those little things in a relationship. You know from the beginning the relationship's over. At the beginning of the song, she already says that they're not together. But it's those little things that aren't necessarily what make the relationship or what broke the relationship, but it's when you're reflecting back those like little memories you have, like the driving in the car,
Yeah.
the stories about when he was little, dancing in the kitchen, the scarf.
Yeah,
But as the song builds, you start to kind of find out more that it's not just she's reflecting on a relationship, like she's hurt.
yeah.
And you get to that bridge and you're like, what did he do?
right.
Like, what did you do to have this song come out of this person?
Yeah,
But then at the end, it kind of comes back around in that she knows he still looks back on it too because he kept her scarf. So he kept something.
yeah.
And I think it's just every girl can relate to that. You've had
Maybe
that
guys,
heartbreak.
too. I don't
And
know.
guys. I'm just thinking most of her fans
I've
are.
left my scarf here before.
What about your turtleneck?
I don't kiss and
Always
tell.
Tom's just gonna leave with no shirt on.
I can see
Turtleneck
it.
just
That's
chilling on the
it.
chair.
I'm not dressing nice anymore.
You're wearing sweatpants, Joe.
No, I'm imitating Tom. Yeah, I'm wearing sweatpants because I rolled out of bed to come do this. rough.
Yeah, but with this song, I feel like I'm a more fan of the lyrics and her voice more than the music on this. Because I feel like you said before, it's pretty basic in terms of, you know, the guitar playing and the writing. But when fans say that this is the best song she's done, I could definitely see that with the lyrics. You know, it's definitely a full story from front to back, and it's touching, really.
Sometimes that's like the sign of a good song is like you don't need
Simplicity.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, the musicians played to what the strengths of the song are, which is the lyrics.
Yeah, a song like this, if you had like some kind of guitar lick in it or a solo, or it probably would take away from the whole point of the song, which
Right.
is, you know, the lyrics, the message, all of that.
Right, exactly.
You know, even vocally, I mean, she has a few spots where she gets, you know, she hits that upper kind of register, but otherwise, she's pretty kind of mediocre in her vocal range and doesn't really try to do too much.
Yeah.
It sounds more like something that would be on like Folklore or Evermore, almost. Like
okay.
it sounds more to me. It sounds like
Okay.
more mature and just like a
Yeah.
little than obviously like some of the others that
I
are
think
on here.
it's it's almost more mature in a way too because there's no blame. Like she never says you did this, like you cheated, you ghosted me, whatever it is. You don't actually know what ended the relationship, but you can tell how hurt she is by the end of the
Right.
relationship.
Right.
I like the shift at the end when obviously like you know this is all too well. I knew all too well, and then like you remember it all too
Yeah.
well at the
Yeah.
end, and sort of switches that pronoun too
Yeah.
on purpose. So just that connectivity. Sorry, I'll
No,
stop talking
go
about
for
pronouns.
it. No, that's why I'm like, yes.
And then I like the male vocals sort of like as the song continues, the male vocals end up sort of like that background.
Yeah.
So again, you're sort of seeing almost like the relationship's coming more to life even
Yeah.
for the,
Yeah.
the listener.
I enjoyed the male background vocals too, because like when you think of background vocals, you tend to think of female, and I thought it was really cool that there was male on this because it's about a relationship, but also it kind of rounds out the song to the different tones and voice. I really like that, you know. I like the line, "This thing was a masterpiece until you tore it all up." I thought that was cool. And then
Yeah.
call me up again just to break me like a promise, like
Yeah.
So casually cruel in the name of being honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
that
Like
one I wrote
imagine
mine
someone
down.
saying that to you, you're like,
yeah, yeah, that's
whoops.
why.
All those men, I'm just trying to tell the truth. You're like, oh, but I'm hurting.
That's why she is where she is. One of my friends, Kayla, she's a huge Taylor Swift fan. when we were talking about the album and the episode we were going to make, she sent me a meme. It says, on a scale from 1 to listening to All Too Well alone in your car, how not okay are you?
Yeah.
So, like, and that kind of shows the reach that the song had, you know.
You always wonder what's track 5 on her albums. I don't
Really?
know why. I can't tell you why. I don't know the.
This is awesome.
Tell
I don't know what's
Track
the.
5.
Yeah.
Is this track 5 or those
This
4?
is track
That's
5.
five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Track 5, yeah, you're right.
I don't know the significance behind the 5, but
Huh.
every album it's like, what's track 5 going to be?
Okay.
Like, Tolerate It is track 5.
Mike's on the Google.
All You Had to Do Was Stay off of 1989 was 5. Lover is The Archer. Folklore is My Tears Ricochet. Ooh, these sound like deep songs.
Maybe they could all be part of this, like, grand, like, you string all the songs together like one big story.
I feel like we're in like National Treasure or something. Like,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? It's like, where's all this stuff? What are we gonna
What's
find?
track
I
five?
know that the secret message for this song in the notes is, I do know this one, is maple lattes.
Huh? I don't understand what,
What?
you're saying.
That's the liner note, like the capital letters.
Oh.
But why? But we don't know what
Maple
maple
latte.
lattes signifies.
Well, the
Sounds
song's about Jake
disgusting.
Gyllenhaal.
Why?
It's about their breakup.
Oh yeah, but
What does
maple
ma-
lattes have to do with Jake
So
Gyllenhaal? Do we know?
they-
He likes them.
If someone brought me one, I'd probably call it quits. That sounds gross.
This is a fall song, and they dated in the fall and were photographed getting maple lattes while wearing the scarf.
This is getting,
Stop,
this is
really?
getting more and more basic, bitches.
Mike's like, I'm out.
Yeah. Fellas, I think we can go. They got it.
No, sorry.
No, please. I'm not saying stop.
Maybe
I-
I'd be better
we don't have to
if I
say a
let
word.
her down.
Get
I
me
told you
started.
this song could,
Get
be
some
its whole,
It's,
Oh, you
its
want
own
to play?
episode.
maybe we'll have to record like an All Too Well episode. Interesting.
Just a full episode on that. A little conspiracy theories.
22 is a big song.
Yes, I love 22.
Yeah, great song. Fun
It's a
song.
fun song.
Yeah.
I'm
It's a good,
23,
like,
but I'm close.
It's a good
Aw.
girls' night song.
Yeah. It's a girl's anthem.
Yeah.
Fourth single.
Fourth single? Okay.
Mhm.
And it's a good song to come after All Too Well.
Yeah,
it's a
it
big
brings
thing.
you back
We're
up.
done.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Was she 22 at this time?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I was like, because you and I were born in '89. Mike, you are too, or no? Yeah. So we're the same age as Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So when she comes out with this stuff, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I was
that's true.
22
Yeah.
Okay.
And
when it came out.
I also interpreted this song as like anyone who wants to feel young again too. Like how she kind of phrases some of her lyrics, like you want to feel 22 again, or you're 22 itself, like in your 20s. So I thought that was kind of cool. It kind of has a wide appeal.
Yeah, this has more of like kind of like that dance vibe.
Yeah.
That electronic feel.
Mm-hmm.
With some
Yeah.
of the sounds that they put into it.
I get
Yeah.
flashbacks being like in Sono.
Yeah.
College, like literally like downtown. Is that Johnny
Dancing to
Utah's or
this.
something?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the vibe.
For our one listener in Germany, can you just elaborate what Sono is?
Oh, sorry. South Norwalk.
No,
Just
no.
South
Not
Norwalk, Connecticut.
I was hungry.
Yeah.
Little college party town.
Oh yeah. Good
Washington
times.
Boulevard, right? Washington Ave,
Wha-
whatever the name
why-
of the
yeah.
street is.
Black Bear. Oh.
Yeah. Oh god, you're bringing it real back.
Oh
Black-
yeah.
Back to Black Bear.
Johnny Utah's was after my time. I
Uh-huh.
was a Black Bear baby. Yeah.
Nice alliteration.
Thanks.
Ooh.
Baby.
I'm going to beat Jen to the punch on this one. The hidden message in the album booklet is Ashley, Diana, Claire, Selena. These are the four names of some of her friends.
That's her crew. Yeah.
Yes.
Has to be.
Ashley, Avino,
I
her
said
stylist.
posse. This is Ariana Grande.
Different vowel. Different vowel.
Pops. Diana Agron, actor known for playing Quinn on Glee. Claire Kisslinger, jewelry designer, and Selena Gomez.
Yes.
Oh.
She and Selena
Cool.
are very good friends.
Are
Yeah,
they?
also shared their 22nd birthdays together. And they have pictures on Twitter about it.
Oh, that's cute.
This is getting more basic as we go.
Isn't she friends with Lord?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Aren't they like
I
close?
think so.
Yeah.
Lord like disappeared though.
Did. They both come from money, which like kind of helped kickstart their careers. I think her father, Taylor Swift's like a hedge fund guy
Yeah.
with like a ton of cash, and then Lord's father was like a big time architect or something, and her mother was like a
Wait, really? Why she has that song?
Nobel Peace Prize like poet or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they.
Oh.
Dropping knowledge here.
Yeah, I don't know why I know
See,
that.
not
but
the
I
only
do.
one.
Big flex.
Someone did do research.
Yeah, there you go, Mike.
So
Okay.
I actually didn't do research. That's just something that's in the back of my head, and I have no idea why.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't there, but it is.
Cool.
But anyway, I love this song. I think this is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a good song.
It's like the most happy and like freeing for me.
Yeah, for
you know?
sure.
You could sing this one while like spinning around in a circle and dancing with your friends.
Shall we
Drinking some
try?
wine.
Do you
I
want
feel
to,
like she's got.
babe? Do you want to dance and spin around in circles and sing this?
Got it.
I'm not spinning.
Surprised you
anything.
didn't throw it.
No, that was a bad
Are you
idea.
spinning though?
No, actually. That's funny though.
Last night.
I feel like she has two types of songs on this album.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Either
Yeah.
she has the pop dancey ones like 22, or then you go to I Almost Do, which goes right back to the acoustic, twangy, a little bit of
Country,
banjo, like country. It's like either pure pop or like that twang, and it's a little bit of a roller coaster when you're
Yeah.
listening to some of them, because it's like, again, you go from All Too Well, which is like this emotional kind of thing, and then you go into 22, you're back up, and then boom, you're right back into I Almost Do, and it's like
Yeah.
low key.
When you're
again.
22, you're just up and down.
Yeah.
Like, listen.
Yeah. It's
Like-
just like those hot and cold relationships.
Yeah.
You know, like she breaks up with him. She's like, screw you. She's with her girls. She's like, we're 22. We're dancing. And then she's like, he calls and I might answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I also feel like part of that is her kind of seeing how her fans react to this kind of poppier sound.
The transition.
Yeah, and I think they reacted to it positively, so that's how
Yeah.
she transitioned more into that.
I mean, because we're literally going from, again, 22 is that dancey, I Almost Do is a little more low key, and then We're Never Ever Getting Back Together,
Yeah.
which goes right back into like the pop.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
it's the first single off the album. I
Right.
mean, it's like a complete right back up and go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's definitely interesting how the kind of flow of this album is kind
Yeah.
of up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah. I mean, like we've said earlier, Jen said earlier, this is kind of her transition album. But
I mean, honestly, I think if it wasn't Taylor Swift and her whole like track 5 thing, I feel like All Too Well would have been like the last song on the album. Like if
damn it,
anyone,
Michael.
if anyone else,
Are you reading his notes?
Nope.
this is a common
Actually, hasn't happened in a while.
No, but I feel like if anyone else put this album out,
Yeah.
that would be the last song on the album, and she puts it at 5 because whatever the fuck.
Well, I guess now it makes sense because that's like her
Yeah.
gift to her fans.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I thought the same thing. I'll get to that a little later. It's okay.
I'll stop talking.
What's no? You're. What's next?
We're
Stay,
never.
stay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
oh.
It's so
I hate-
childish,
It's-
and like
Yes.
It
Cutesy.
sounds so
comes in
bad.
with that
Yeah.
extra twang. You know,
Yeah.
you're just like, what is this?
It is a
Really?
good crazy girl anthem, though.
Is it?
yep.
Like,
I can
I
see
threw
that.
But is it?
I threw my phone at you, like, but I hate the song. I don't
Came in
like
with a
it.
Yeah.
football
But
helmet.
Oh,
Like
like
you stayed.
when
like,
that guitar came in, it sounded like a kid's like
Yeah.
instrument, like a kid show.
It sounds
My
like
kid was in
Blippi.
class yesterday. Oh, Blippi.
Blippi.
Oh,
Oh,
Blippi.
God.
It's terrible.
Yeah, this is a no for me, dog. Yeah.
I
Thank you,
do
Randy.
wish that this song had come out in a later era because I think the music would be different
Yeah.
and she would have used some lines different. Like there's like the line, I used to date self-indulgent takers. And like, you know she want to say assholes there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I think it would have a much different sound if it was a later.
She was still developing
later
her
album.
identity and like
Yeah.
ability to.
Yeah.
What can
But
I
I
say?
think
that,
this is a
yeah.
cheesy song. I don't
Yeah.
like this song.
She giggles at the end.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh god, okay.
This one sounds like I don't know if you've heard those like royalty-free YouTube songs where
Yes.
like if people when they can't get like the rights to certain background music,
Uh-huh.
there's like those shitty ukulele-driven tracks that
Pop
sound
version.
exact. Like I'm not even joking. This sounds like exactly one of those tracks. It's so funny.
It just was, yeah.
Yeah, it's not for me.
No. Nope. No. So next up, The Last Time is a collab song with Gary Lightbody, lead singer of Snow Patrol.
Oh,
That's who that is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's about the
He's
only
a-
highlight for me for this
Yeah,
song.
he wrote the
Yeah,
song with
that's
her
it.
as well. I think it's more mature than the rest of them.
Yeah, it is.
It almost sounds like it could be on like Folklore or Evermore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
It makes sense. It is definitely sounding more mature. It sounds kind of like a Snow Patrol song, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what she said. She wanted to write a song with him.
Yeah.
And that's how that came about.
Oh, cool.
It's
okay.
fine.
Yeah.
It's like
It was a single, actually.
really.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't terrible. I mean, it was cool having his voice in it. you
Yeah.
know, piano, but like you said, it does sound more like their song with her on it than
Yeah.
Yeah.
her song with them.
For me right now, though, at this point in the album, I'm like,
Yeah. Well, again,
All right.
This starts to go my slope in this
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
once again, you had We're Never Ever Getting Back Together, and Stay, Stay, Stay was kind of like a shitty, like,
Upbeat one.
upbeat song. Yeah, and then you're right down here
Yeah.
where it's like,
Yeah.
you just freaking downed a bottle of pills and you're on the floor. And the kid's just like, boom.
Hidden track message in the album,
Oh,
L.A. on break, which is seems a hint that the person may have broken up with her while in L.A. on his break. Perhaps Jake Gyllenhaal, maybe in Hollywood. Ever think about that one?
Could be
The world may
someone
never
most
Now,
of the
did
songs
he
are
leave her
about.
for
Maybe.
pleasure or
Oh God.
Michael.
what? I'm just trying to get my time frame together.
We will never know. The universe. Yeah, I don't know. And then Holy Ground next.
I hate the song.
Yeah.
You do? I didn't hate
the
it.
song. I don't know why. Like, it's one of those I can't give you a reason. I just can't stand this song.
Yeah.
There are others I hated a lot more than this one.
Does she just choose a drummer who can't play a straight, like, hi-hat? Like, everything's toms
It's
and
all tom-
bass
I know,
drum,
yeah.
and it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Right. Sometimes it breaks up the vibe
Like, I
of the
just
song.
feel like there's never just a straight, like, hi-hat, snare, drum, like, bass drum, like, go to town, ride cymbal or something.
Right, that's
Yeah.
pretty much
Everything
it.
is just, I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck, dude? I feel like I'm watching Blue Man Group.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I don't know about everyone else. The next two songs are just kind of filler.
I like Sad Beautiful Tragic.
Oh, okay.
I
All
thought
right,
that was
take it.
it was pretty. I don't have anything to say about it other than
Emo bastard.
I thought it was nice.
Yeah.
I skip it.
Yeah.
I listened to the album a couple times and I zoned out. Most
This
of
is
the
where
times
I
I just
zone
went,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
and,
This
and
section.
the Lucky one a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah.
If the Taylor Swift fan skips it, I don't think we're allowed to listen to it.
Yeah.
Mike, I thought you would have liked it. It's pretty acoustic though.
It is. I mean, I don't know. I
I
just
thought you were a
But-
sucker for those.
I am usually, but at this point, I'm just kind of
It's fair.
losing steam.
Yeah, I feel like after like stay, there's really not a lot that draws me back to the album. I mean, even that because that song is not that good. It's just funny to poke fun at it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Not a lot after me for that, so I don't think you have to get
Well,
into
everything
every
has
single one.
changed.
Everything
I
has
think
changed.
Well,
Everything
yeah,
has
Probably
changed.
the-
that's
Yeah.
that's the only other
Collab with
like.
Ed
I think
Sheeran.
that's a good
I
one.
love that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, it's a
it's a
good
good
song.
one.
I like that one.
Yeah.
And they're friends, so, like, I think the chemistry comes through.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting because it was a
Ed
bit
Sheeran's-
more country driven, at least for me to react to it, and so
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting for Ed Sheeran to go into that lane. But I don't know. I feel like he's always been
This-
pretty similar.
Was
to
this
that.
before he kind of became big?
Yeah, this is 2012, and I
yeah.
think was it.
This
came
song
out in
like helped him
2013.
become
Yeah.
big, if it, right?
Ed
think
Sheeran.
so. Like,
Who
I
do you
think he
work
had
with?
released-
Taylor Swift and Eminem.
Yeah, seriously. All the time.
I like the clap. I like the message. It's like one of those
Yeah.
cheesy or whatever. It's
Yeah,
the
it's
single,
not
but
bad.
like
It's kinda cheesy, but it's
it got
cute.
Yeah.
me. Like I like it.
Nice guitar solo.
I felt like the sound. I wrote this down. It's like it seems like it should be like in a Hillary Duff movie where like the girl's just like spinning around with her arms in the
Yeah.
air, like the
Getting ready for
camera
prom.
angle's just like right at the top. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm like, this is like, oh god.
Yep.
It's
For sure.
yeah.
And then it ends with Begin Again. I thought this was one of the better, like, slower songs on the album.
I think this was a good one to end it on
Yeah.
because it kind of the whole album is about a breakup, and then this one is kind of like turning a new page.
Yeah. I actually disagree. I thought All Too Well should have ended the album. I thought that would have been like a statement for her. But now I get why it was track 5, so... But, I don't know, I kind of like what Mike said earlier. If someone else made this album, I feel like that
That
song...
would have been the last
Yeah.
song.
That
Like,
kind
I
of
feel
song
like-
would be just
Yeah.
such an awesome, like, closer. Like, oh man, that just happened.
It's a thematically redundant at times,
Yeah.
for sure. I know you like that
Yep.
word.
Yep. But now to
Did
hear...
she take notes on the album or?
Guys, I'm
Also
telling you, I'm
on
on
podcast.
I think so,
every
yeah.
single episode.
Every single
I've
one.
listened to them all.
Yep.
Yeah, where's the
Yeah, now I
I'm
feel
bringing my
creepy.
friend for the album.
No.
However, I am just noting you guys.
I've actually wrote up some feedback
You're
here.
gonna get a grade at the end.
Are we rating the album or us?
Yeah. How many hops and bops are you giving the hops and bops?
5 out of 5, guys.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
No problem.
Cool. Yeah, but I mean, she's gonna re-record all her albums and put out
Yeah.
even more tracks. So like,
Yeah.
there's the deluxe version and then even more after that. So I'm like,
Well, the deluxe version of this has, I think, only 2 new songs.
oh, okay.
There's acoustic versions of State of Grace,
Mhm.
I think Treacherous,
Okay.
and maybe one other.
Okay.
I'm looking.
But yeah, I don't know. It was just it was long. Like in that back half, like we said, it kind of drifted from me. But
Yeah, the
She doesn't
bonus
give a fuck.
tracks, The Moment I Knew,
Come
Come
back.
Back, Be Here, Girl
man.
at Home.
Oh,
And
I
then-
forgot
The treacherous.
Treacherous and Red was the original demo recording. And then State of Grace was an acoustic version.
oh, okay,
So
cool.
those were the kind of...
Yeah. I'd like to
Re-records.
maybe come back and listen to her own version of this to see the differences that she makes in between and
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
compare that.
I agree.
So that'd be interesting.
I think especially with like the last time, her voice is more mature now. So her with Gary Lightbody, I'm assuming that he's gonna record it with her again, might sound different.
Mm.
We
That's
might
true
like
too.
that a little bit better.
I wonder if
Mhm.
Ed Sheeran will be on there too.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. All the collabs.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder if she can get all the originals back on.
Yeah, because I was wondering. I was like, maybe they could just like copy and paste the sound files, but can't even do that. She doesn't
Yeah,
own them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Cool.
Oh,
Kelly on
wow.
Fearless.
Wasn't there a period of time where she wasn't even on Spotify,
Yep.
Yeah,
She was
And
boycotting
she,
all
yeah.
streaming.
but then she came back?
yeah,
Yeah. How would people listen to her music? You had to like buy the CD?
yeah. I guess so.
Was she on any streaming service?
What's this
It wasn't like Kanye and
Yeah.
Jay-Z and Tidal and
Yeah,
stuff
she
like
wasn't
that.
on
Yeah,
Tidal.
yeah. Okay.
No, because
I,
she.
well, I think it was. I think
she
she
and
could,
Kanye decided to squash their beef. They're on Tidal together.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish, but come to title. You can play the music better.
Right. Yeah. When was that? When did Kanye interrupt
that
Taylor?
was before
We just did this for
09.
trivia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. 09? Oh,
That sounds right. I don't know.
it was before all of this.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was her Fearless. Era.
that lasted.
No. Yeah. Speak now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this like stacks up to her later albums, like Lover, Reputation, because I know recently she's gone in like all different directions, like sound wise.
Mm-hmm.
So, is this kind of her last like country-ish kind of her foot's in that puddle of water?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never heard of that metaphor before.
I think
Whatever.
that
What's in that puddle?
yeah.
That country puddle.
that country
Country
puddle.
puddle.
Well, on Folklore, she had Betty, which is playing on country,
Oh, okay.
and she performed at the Country Awards.
Oh, okay.
She performed that song.
Mhm.
I think that was the first time back in since this album.
Yeah. Right. Cool. Tracks. Let's get into our tracks.
Thanks.
Top track.
My favorite was 22, mainly because I had heard it before. Like I think I heard it when it first came out. It's just like a fun party track for me.
Mhm.
Very livid and fun. I don't
Yeah.
know, is livid the right word?
Vivid.
Vivid. Yes.
Vivid.
Sorry.
Like
There's a
Does it
vitality
sound
to
Yes,
it.
mad?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, livid.
Livid's like
I am
mad.
livid.
Yeah. I'm
I am
livid.
mad.
Yes. No, I enjoy that one.
That's also mine. I
What's
chose
it?
22 as well.
So I'm 23, so I'm close.
Oh, I'm not.
Rub it in here,
Yeah.
Tom.
So,
Michael?
I think everything has changed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ed Sheeran in there,
Cool.
made a good. He collabs really well.
Yeah, he does.
Now, he's got his own songs that are good, but for whatever reason, he's just like the go-to person for people to collab with, and he does a good job. With
Yeah, he
it.
does
So
do a good
I
job.
thought that was a good song.
Cool.
yeah, he also has his own whole album of collaborations.
Yes.
Yes.
The Number 6 project or whatever. it
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
good.
that was-
A few
yeah.
good songs off that.
Yeah, sorry.
Should do that. Jen?
all too well.
Yeah.
I'll say the same thing.
All too well.
Classic, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. Bottom track. Mine is Stay.
Stay, stay,
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah.
Is that all of us?
No, mine.
Oh.
No.
Mine is Holy Ground,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
but Stay is very, very
Number two.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because you did say
Second
you didn't like the music on it. You like the instrumentals. You like the.
I mean, even the lyrics
Yeah.
are tacky.
Okay.
It's just kind of a fun
Okay.
sing along.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Now our sleepy dark horse.
Well, because I didn't know that All Too Well was
Right.
like this cult following kind of classic song, so I put
But
that
it
as
got
my
ya.
sleeper. Yeah,
Because
no,
I got
it did.
you know,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, I put that as my sleeper. But if that's cheating, then I guess I'll say Sad, Beautiful, Tragic.
Okay.
Got a little acoustic kind of feel.
Exactly. Yeah. I thought it was
Tom,
really
you
nice.
and I have the same 3 highlights.
Really?
My dark horse is All Too Well, but like it's a dark horse for me because I never
Yeah.
Exactly.
heard
yeah.
it. You know, it had that impression on me that my first listen. So you know, that's my dark horse.
Yeah.
You know, if I explain this album to someone who doesn't know Taylor Swift, I'm going to say you got to listen to this song. You know, because if you're just single driven, then you're not gonna hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree. Same thing. I
Mhm.
mean, a lot of the end of the album, besides the one Ed Sheeran song, kind of was forgettable for me. So like, I had a hard time. And a lot of the top is all the singles.
Yeah.
So it was kind of put me in
Top
a
heavy.
weird spot. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, All Too Well was good, simple. You know, I did just listen to State of Grace, the acoustic version.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd like it a little bit more, but it's kind of really, really slow.
Yeah,
Like the
it's
song,
very slow.
the song is like kind of upbeat and kind of kicks the album off, and then you
Mhm.
listen to the acoustic version, and it is like, wow, you're dragging your feet, and just not a lot going on there.
Sleepy Dark Horse songs.
It's a sleeper.
Yeah, sleeper. It's okay.
I have 2. They kind of go back and
Pulling
forth.
Joe's
Pulling
side.
Joe's
Joe's
side.
side,
It
yeah.
depends on how I'm feeling that day. Either Treacherous or I Almost Do.
I almost chose Treacherous too, because I thought that was a good one as well. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Mine is Begin Again.
Oh.
Actually, I really like that. And then I was like, how many singles? 6, 7 singles
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I can't pick. Like I knew the rules, you know. I was like, I would pick something.
It's a
like
single.
what? It's a single?
Well,
It's
kind
the second
of.
one, right?
Yeah.
Damn it.
But it wasn't like.
All right, go
All right,
back.
well,
I don't think it was a big
big
one.
Yeah, it wasn't that big. I think it was
Okay.
on like a soundtrack or something.
Yeah. The big ones on this are, 22. I Knew You Were Trouble. We're Never Getting Back Together.
Mhm.
Never
Everything
Getting
Has
Back
Changed.
Together was
Everything Has
her
Changed.
first number 1,
Really? Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
which
That's
4
true.
albums in, like she was pretty big
Yeah, wow.
already, and that was her first number 1.
It took a pop song.
Yeah.
It's ironic, Cool. All right. Let's rate it. What's
Oh yes.
what's our rating for the album?
I will start, I guess, because everyone's looking at me.
It's muscle memory at this point.
It's the turtleneck.
I was not a huge fan of this album. This is the first Taylor Swift album I've listened to all the way through. Like I know the big singles, obviously, but like we mentioned, it starts to drag about halfway through the album for me. I would say the best tracks are the bigger singles and some of the more lyrically driven tracks. But for me, it just went on a bit too long. It was tough to listen to and get a really good feel for, and so I gave it about a 2 out of 5 for me. Bops.
Bops.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2
I
bops.
don't
Yes.
even know what the
Yeah.
fuck to say.
Tom, you and I must have wrote our notes together. I feel the same way. Only I gave it a 2.5. I gave it a 2.5.
We can't
But-
go out anymore. We're never getting back together.
What is it? Sad, beautiful, tragic. Damn. 2.5, but for the same reasons. It dragged for me in the back half, but I thought the big songs are big for a reason. So 2.5 for me. Also, my first listen. I thought she's an incredible performer and lyricist. So
2.
yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. I've never been a Taylor Swift fan. One of my biggest things with her is she has a good voice, but I feel like she never ventures from like the same style of singing and the same like tone. And I don't know. I just feel like her vocals sound very similar in every song she does.
I guess her later albums, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
not.
That's why
I think
I-
in
yeah.
the-
But like for the album in general, like I feel like there was no, I don't know, just no range of like, I don't know where she just like hammers a high note or like she
There's
has
on this
some of
one.
it, but I don't know. I just felt like it was,
Maybe it's
Not
more
for
of
me.
the content than the performance.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, 2.
All right.
3.
Okay.
This is my least favorite.
You did say that.
Although I will say I kind of take that back because
Okay.
I hadn't listened to it, the full album, probably since the years it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So listening to it again, I do like it more than I remember,
Okay.
but it's still not my favorite.
Yeah. What is your favorite?
Lover.
Lover. Okay. Maybe we'll have to do that because that came in second place in the vote. So
Yeah,
no, 1989 did. Then Lover. But
that's another good one.
yeah, we'll we can always do more. Cool. Heather.
2.5.
Oh.
Same. I just can't. I mean, there's a lot of ups and downs, and I couldn't really get into it the entire way. I just I can't help but compare it to other albums too of hers, since it's Taylor Swift, and so again, there's some great songs on it, but then there's others where I'm just all right, I get it.
All right.
2.5.
Well, there you have it.
So what do we think we're gonna rate City Steam's Naughty Nurse?
Naughty Nurse Amber Ale.
What are you feeling?
I'm giving it a 3.5.
Okay.
I do like it. I like this style of beer. Like IPA is my favorite, but I think this style, like amber ales, are my second. It's definitely seasonal too. Like I feel like this is a good style beer for right now. We're recording in the winter. And I liked it. And City Steam, great brewery in Hartford. Probably the first one in Connecticut. So check them out. 3.5.
Giving it a 4. It's a little nostalgic for me because when turned 21 and started drinking things that weren't Bud Light that someone else bought us. This was kind of one of my first ventures outside of shitty beer,
like craft beer. Yeah.
And they were kind of one of the first craft beers in the area, and I remember it was kind of a go-to for a while. So
yeah,
and it's good. It's a good it's got good flavor. It's not too heavy. And you can drink a few of them and feel fine.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely 4 for me.
Cool.
I'll say 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. You can kind of sit and drink it all day, but I would pick something else, I think, first.
Okay.
But I do like it. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
We're going 3.5 as well. Hops. Not bops. But same thing everyone's already said. But I actually liked it more than I thought I was going to. I've had it before, but not in a long time. Same as it was one of those first craft beers that was around, and I haven't picked it up. I'm usually a hazy IPA kind of girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's good. I like it.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm about the same. About 3.5 ish area.
We're all on the same page. Though.
Yeah.
It's good.
Vibing.
We really do be vibing though.
Cool. Awesome. Yes. All right.
Shout them out.
Shout them out. So.
You ever heard of Taylor Swift? Go follow her.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, one word, on Instagram and website. Then we have City Steam Brewery on Instagram. Check them out. Lots of great beers, like we've said. In Hartford, cool things. So make sure to go support them.
CitySteamBrewery.com. That's
okay.
our website.
Very
That's
cool.
where I found all their info.
Very cool.
Have a bunch of other stuff too. We should try out.
Nice. All right. So our next episode, episode 28.
Yes.
This is my beer and Mike's album.
Yes.
So Mike, tell us about your album pick.
St. Paul and the Broken Bones. Found them completely randomly on YouTube. Probably 5 years ago, I was listening to something and it just automatically played another video, and these guys came on, and I've listened to all 3 of their albums, especially Half the City, which was their first album. I've listened to it way too many times. It's a go-to. If I can't figure out what I want to listen to, that's automatically it.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked them. It's something you wouldn't expect from me.
Yeah, I dabbled a little bit, and I was like, wow.
But we'll go with that.
And then for my beer, I also stumbled across this beer. It's from Half Full Brewery in Stamford, Connecticut. It's called Welcome to Fabulous Stam Vegas. It's a sour IPA. And I'm really excited.
It's a sour?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a sour. So I went there with my fiance. Our date plans kind of fell through, so we were like, let's go to Half Full instead of where we normally went. And I ordered this as part of a flight, and I was like, this tastes really good. And it was a sour IPA, which I've never really heard of before. So I'm bringing it in.
Yes.
So we have that to look forward to next episode.
Awesome.
Cool. All right, well, that does it. We want to thank our very special guests, Jen and Heather,
Thank
for
you guys
coming
so
on.
much.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
You guys were fantastic. That was awesome. Thank you so much for bringing the beer and your knowledge. Come back again. We'll do it again
I'm
sometime.
honored.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So check us out, Hops and Bops Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. We're streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. For Jen, Heather, Tom, Mike, I'm Joe. We'll see you next time.
Peace.